Hello FlossTube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs FlossTube Season 3 Episode 18. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. Today is Friday and that means that it's FlossTube time and it's all about cross stitch and a few other little crafts thrown in. I haven't got much crafting done in the last couple of weeks because I've been busy putting down the Rabbit Hole magazine out. It is finally out, so now I can settle in for the next month or so before I start up again on the next issue and get some crafting in. So if you are new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by or stumbling across me. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you won't miss out on any future posts. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and taking some more time out of your day to spend with me and see what I've been up to. So this last couple of weeks, as I said, I haven't done much stitching or anything like that. The magazine takes priority, so everything else goes by the wayside, but I have got back into the swing of things in the last few days and I have managed to get some stitching in. Not a great deal. I've only worked on 4 projects. I like to work on at least 7 over the week, but I've only got 4 projects in because, you know, the magazine come out midweek, so I've only managed to get a little bit of stitching in. Alright, so I also have 2 FFOs, which are the ones that I haven't been able to show you that I've talked about in the last couple of months of saying secret stitching and all that sort of stuff. So they are finally done and FFO'd. You can see one of them behind me there. That is in the latest magazine. So yeah, that was model stitched by Kathy Hollis, and she lives down in South Australia. She was lovely enough to stitch that up for me, and then I FFO'd it, and we'll have a closer look at that in just a little bit. So yeah, I finally worked out what I'm going to use my Cosmo thread stand for. It's basically turned into a mantle, and as you can see that wreath there, and I'm starting to gear up for autumn, which is my favourite time of year, and they're my lovely Valentine flowers that I got from my husband. He always buys me those lilies because when we buy them from the shop they're closed and then they slowly open up, and this time they're pink with some yellow roses. The roses are starting to turn, so I'll pull them out a little bit later today and then we'll just have those lilies there. So yeah, he always buys me those. I absolutely love them. Well, even though my favourite flower is daisies, daisies don't tend to last as long, but these lilies, they're usually only $6 and you get 4 or 5 little clumps of them, and then they slowly open up, and I have them for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, so I always like getting those. So they're there, pride of place. So that was lovely. We didn't really do much for Valentine's. We don't really celebrate it. My youngest daughter reminded my husband that it was Valentine's Day and so he completely forgot, as I did as well. Like, it's not something that we really adhere to and all the rest of it, but it was still nice to get some flowers, and I made him his favourite meal, so that was it. And then we pretty much sat there and watched TV. We didn't really do much at all. Alright, so we are here for cross stitch, and I'm also going to cover some of the other crafts that are doing, things that I've done on the channel, things that I'm doing, you know, to improve my skills and stuff like that. And we'll also cover some of the new things that are going into the Facebook group shop and the website. So I still haven't put the stuff up on the website because I've got a retreat coming up, so I figured it's probably better to wait till after then because some of them might get sold and then I can't get them off the website while I'm up at the Bunya Mountains because there's not a lot of service there, and then some, you know, Murphy's Law is someone will purchase it on the website and then I won't have any of that fabric left. So I've decided that I'm not going to put them up until I get back. Alright, I haven't done any fabric dyeing or anything like that. I'm still waiting on supplies. I know that a couple of you lovelies are waiting on 32 count. I just can't seem to get my hands on it at the moment from my suppliers. I am in talks with another supplier, so hopefully I will have some joy there in the next couple of weeks. So just bear with me. I haven't forgotten your orders, and I've pretty much spoken to everybody anyway via Messenger and just have been keeping them up to date and all the rest of it. But I think it's time to get a new supplier. The supplier that I have is just not happening, so bear with me for those lovelies that are waiting. Alright, let's get into cross stitch. As I said, I have worked on 4 things. I have not finished anything, and I have 2 FFOs to show you, one of which you can see behind me. Alright, now I didn't work on many little projects this week. They're all massive projects that I worked on, and but the one little one that I did work on in comparison to the other ones was Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And this one I started with the lovelies that I stitched with on a Friday night, and yeah, we're slowly, well, some of us are finished and I'm still trailing as usual. I'm always last to finish, we just know that. I start all the things and finish none, although I have got a couple this year. So I've been working on this, and I did start working on this before working on the magazine, and I wanted to try and get this finished, and I come pretty dang close. I put about 8 hours into this. Now, please excuse my threads. I've just pulled it straight off the frame, so it's a little bit ratty looking at the moment, but this is what it's looking like now. So last time you seen it, I still had this this one over here to fill in, so I filled that in, and then I've started doing the vines and the strawberries. And as you can see, I've actually done something a little bit different. I think I was watching TV, so probably maybe 4 hours solid into this to get it all done, finished off bits and pieces that were missing down in here and the grass and all that sort of stuff, and then I started on the vine. I did make a little bit of an error, and I had to frog that out, so I did that. But yeah, it's come along pretty good, and I'll show you what I've done different. So you can see where the bird is. I've got another strawberry down here, and some extra vines coming down, and a fence that's going along here. So if we look at the chart, and this was the lovely Jenny Truss idea. I really didn't like that in the chart, to be honest. Like, I just thought it looked out of place. But that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not trashing Blackbird Designs or anything like that. It just didn't sit right with me, okay? And we need to make these things our own. Wouldn't you agree? So anyway, I didn't actually make it my own. I copied Jenny Trask. She actually omitted this and added that extra strawberry in down there and put a fence. So just basically transferred this part of the design over to this side, reversed it, and then added this, this strawberry, I think it was, down in here. And so, yeah, so we've still got a little bit of a ledge that the vine is sitting on, but there's just another strawberry coming down, and this dark bit here. Like, even when I purchased the pattern, I wasn't a fan of this bit here, but I think that what Jenny did, and then was kind enough to send me through what she had done, so you can see here I've just taken it out. I think it's turned out absolutely wonderful. I absolutely love it. And yeah, and I like it better now without that bit in it. Had I put that bit in it, which is going to be this dark, these colors down here, up here, it just wasn't sitting right with me. But I'm almost done. I don't have a lot to go. I've just got to almost to the top of the vine, and then I've just got a couple of little motifs to fill in, and it'll be done. It'll be another one off my whip list. And so this one is staying out because I want to get it done probably by the end of March with any luck. So yeah, that's why it's still on the frame, and I've just taken the sidebars off and all the rest of it. I am very parched this morning. I really need to drink my coffee. All right, so the next one that I worked on, which I can talk about it freely and I don't have to whisper because the kids are back at school, yay. It was just like, as soon as I walked out, it was only an extra 2 weeks, which my kids don't really get under my feet because they both work now, and I pretty much got the house to myself. But just having them there for that extra 2 weeks, because I'm so used to when they go back to school, I go full swing into things. I have stuff laid around the house and all the rest of it that I have to do, and I put it off while they're home because I no sooner clean it and then they just walk behind me. So I generally, that first week when they go back to school, I do a big spring clean, and so I was starting to feel a little bit cluttered after them being home for 8 weeks. And so it was great. They went back. They're all happy now. They're working. They're hardly ever home and all the rest of it, which gives me more time to sink back into my business because Mia's not here, as you know. And I was talking to my friend Michelle a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about how I had to take so much of a step back having Mia here just as my business was starting to take off. And as she said, it's like I've had to start over again. So that's sort of where I'm at the moment. So I was super excited when the kids went back to school, because I've got so many ideas and so many things I want to make and so many plans that I've had to put on hold. So now I'm and now that things are starting to ease up with restrictions and all that sort of stuff, I can start getting back into the retreats, sewing retreats, cross stitch retreats and all that sort of stuff. So we've got our first one coming up in next weekend. It's more of just a get together. A few of us are getting together. It's like a mini retreat, and so it's going to be great. It's going to be a week away for some people that haven't had a chance to get away, and also a great chance for me to catch up with some friends as well, because a lot of the people that come to my retreat are now friends. You know, we hang out together, we all got something in common, we have a great time, and we're all very comfortable with one another. So it makes it a nice weekend away, and I love to pamper people and cook for people and all that sort of stuff. So it gives me a chance to do that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I was super happy when they went back to school, and so now I can talk about this one, which is the Red Dragon. Now, for those that are new here, there is a story behind this this chart. Now, Jasmine Becket Griffith is actually one of my favorite artists. I've got diamond paintings of hers. I've got several of her charts now that I want to do. I've got on the go, I've got Red Dragon, and I've got Wicked, Tricksy and False, I think it's called, which I haven't touched in a while, so I might pull that out and give that a go. I haven't done a lot on that one, but this one here I'm actually doing for my now 17-year-old daughter who's about to finish school. So this is for her 21st, and when Wicked, Tricksy and False has this fairy in it, and it's got her favorite color was red when she was little, and basically it's got these three fairies that are sitting there, and they just have the personas of my daughters, my three daughters. And so anyway, when I seen this, and she had an imaginary friend called Red Dragon, and every now and again, it's still a running joke, every now and again I say, where's Red Dragon? Because I banished Red Dragon from the house. He was very naughty, and basically led her up the garden path. It was the equivalent of Dolly did it that when she was little. So anyway, I seen this and I thought, you know what, I have to do this chart for her for her 21st. So I have essentially 4 years to do it, a little under 4 years, and so I have been focusing on this piece. So it's been a bit of a running joke because I've been working with a 939, which is a very dark blue bordering on black, but I am at the edge of the second page. I've only got this, and this is the bottom of the second page, so I've only got this bit to do, and I've got another page finished, and I've started filling in some of this, but I don't know if you can see it or not, but we have a different color in there, people. I'm actually working, there we go, I'm actually working with 500, I think the color is, so we've got some green in there. So this is, it's at, like you can see up here, it's quite dark. I'll just get that glare off. It's quite dark. So this is the area that I'm working in. So I'm going to be getting a lot of green coming in that. But I got 1,000 stitches into that this week. So I want to be able to get at least 1,000 stitches into it each week. It hasn't been happening this year so far, but this is the first week that I've managed to. I've been getting like 600, 500, and every bit accounts, but you can see there. Now this is stitched on Easy Grid, Zweigart Easy Grid, and it's 28 count, and I'm doing 10 stitch to speed up the process a little bit. So that is coming along, that just stays in there, that's where it lives. Yeah, so I just try to get some stitches into that. I still haven't kitted up, I still haven't kitted up that. I've just been pulling the floss off off the as I need them, but I was talking to my husband last night. I said I really need to just kit this up because I spend more time going and chasing floss, when I've done it with a couple of other projects, not necessarily this one, but a couple of other projects, I've just been chasing it. Now I'm not parking with that one either. I was originally, and I was going to start parking and stuff like that. I just don't like it, so I just work one grid at a time, so 100 stitches at a time, because it's a lot of block color, and throughout this chart it is a lot of block color. I'm finding it quick to do, so I'm hoping that I'll get it done. All right, the other one that I worked on is everyone's favorite, that a lot of people are working on this. It's still in its frame. This is where it lives, is Pandemic. And I'll just show you what the site that looks like for those that don't know. I use this for my Stitch With Me. It's by Log Dog Samplers. I use this for my Stitch With Me on Stitch With Me booktube on Monday. So that's I basically do a Stitch With Me, and then I talk about the books that I worked on. All right, I got things falling off it everywhere, but this is where we're at. So this is all I got done this week, just down in here. That, and I've got threads that I've got to weave into the back and all the rest of it. I just stitch along, and then I just have those threads tossed out. A lot of the time they get covered up by other stitches. I'll lay them, and then I'll just trim them off. But yeah, I didn't get a great deal of stitches in this. I think I got about 200 stitches all up in that one, but something is better than nothing. I did that the day the magazine come out on the 15th, so no, the day before the magazine come out. So yeah, it was just on Monday. Yeah, Monday, Valentine's Day. Yeah, the day before the magazine come out. So, and that's all I really done. I did that little motif in the Stitch With Me, and then I added a little few extra ones on it. All right, the other one that I worked on, which was another Heaven and Earth design. This one is by Sheena Pike. It's called Autumn Dragon, and this is what it looks like. This one doesn't have a background, so it's just the dragon. And it, can you tell I like all things autumn? So I thought that for the season of autumn, I'm going to stitch on this. So I've pulled it out. I only started this back in last May, and then I pretty much haven't touched it. But this is going to be absolutely divine. Just look at all those reds and oranges that are in there. Like, I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah. So when I worked on it, I got 600 stitches into this, and basically I had a whole heap of parked threads. So I've done all the threads and finished them off and got rid of those, and then I started filling in. I had this arc sort of done, and so this is where I'm working right now, at the top of his head. So just here, so that's that leaf that you can see there, and then just this bit here. So yeah, when I worked on this, I basically finished off this arc, added a few extra colors in, and you can see I sort of just finished off the threads that were hanging around and got rid of them, and that way I know that I can just do a thread now and finish it off, and yeah, go from there. I've got to fill in this bit here to match up to the leaf. So basically what I'm going to do now, because I was actually parking with this one, and I was sort of traveling all over the place, I am actually going to start filling in each grid, and hopefully I won't make any mistakes, because yeah, I just found with parking I just felt like I was gonna make a lot of mistakes, but I feel when they're not there getting in my way, I just feel more comfortable with what I'm doing. But that is everything that I have worked on this week. As I said, I've only been doing a few things since the magazine came out, which was on Tuesday. I think it came out Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't know what day. It's all just blended in. All right, so speaking of magazine, basically I'm going to add some photos in now, and you will be able to see what the cover looks like. You will be able to see some of the other charts that are in there. As you can see, that is one of the designs that is actually in the magazine. That is behind me. And so the things that I got finished was this one as well. This was on the front cover. So this one is just done with DMC variegateds, and yeah, it's all done with variegates. It's just done on Ada, and then I've just put this on a piece of cardstock, wrapped it, and then put a little bit of fusible fleece, scrap fusible fleece behind it, and I just frayed the edges of the Ada. I've stuck that down, added some little acorns on there and a little orange ribbon, and called it done. And that will just hang. I've got a little hanger up there, and that'll just hang up there for the months of autumn. It's a quick project. It's probably something you could probably do in a weekend, maybe 3 days. Yeah, so that is actually in the Down the Rabbit Hole magazine. And as I said, this one here is a cushion. So this is actually a decent sized cushion for your couch. There is the leaves on it. Okay, get a little bit of a closer look so you can see what it looks like. I also had this as the opening. I just love that. Leaves are falling, autumn is calling, and I just finished it with a simple envelope cushion with some brown fabric that has like dotted lines and little arrows and circles on it, so which sort of look like little flowers when you see. That's what it looks like. Okay, but from a distance it looks like little flowers, and I like this chenille type yarn that a lot of people finish with, but the problem is it's very small for smaller pieces when you buy it from Lady Dots Create. I haven't seen bigger ones, and it's not quite thick. I was in Spotlight and I found their chenille yarn, and I just seen this and I had to have it, so I grabbed a ball of it, which I don't know where that is at the moment. I must have put it away, and I just couched it on, and basically it is absolutely perfect. It just finishes it off really nicely, and I've just basically stuffed this with what do you call it, polyfill. So I just made a little cushion because it's an odd shaped cushion. I made a little cushion and just stuffed it, and then put it in there, and then that way it's good to go. And yeah, so it will sit on my couch, but for now it's going to, actually it's probably going to sit out here because I don't trust my husband. He'll put his mitts all over it and dirty it up. But that is in there. It is a large chart, 200 by 200. The wording is all block colors, and of course we've got a few different colors in the leaves just to give them a little bit of depth in color. So hopefully you'll really enjoy that. We also, I'll just pop that back there. We also have back issues available over on the website, and you can find all of that over there. And you can see another one of my winter ones from last winter just there. That is the Blackwork one, the Biscornu. So yeah, head over to our magazine website and you can grab your latest copy there. I promise you, you will enjoy it. It's only $6.95, and we've got a lot of designs in there this time. We've got as you would have seen, they've just been flicking across the screen. We have Frog Cottage designs. So we have noughts and crosses, cross stitches. We have Paddock Lane designs. We've got Adorn Williams, which is, she's doing a series of houses for us. There's been a few series, and of course we've got Zena, who is from Cyprus. And while I'm talking about Zena, Zena is our international designer, and we have actually opened up Down the Rabbit Hole for our international friends. So if you are a designer and you would like to submit to the magazine, head over to our website, which is downtherabbitholemagazine.com.au, and you will be able to find all the information about submissions and all the rest of it. I am updating it today for the next lot of submissions and all the rest of it. I'm only one person, and I forgot all about it until someone reminded me this morning, so I'll get over there and sort out all those submissions. Alternatively, you can message me on Instagram at Darvanalee Designs or at Down the Rabbit Hole Magazine, or you can grab me at Nicole Reed on Facebook if we're already on our friends list, and yeah, you'll be able to get all the information. And we also now have a group, a Facebook group, where you can share all of the things that you're working on. For those that don't play on Instagram or anything like that, you can also share over in Facebook as well if you are on Instagram. So come on over. I'll leave a link down below where you can actually find the group. Come over and join. We are planning on building a community there. We'll have lots of fun with seeing what you're stitching. We will have freebies in the future. We'll have giveaways in the future and all that. The group has only just started this week with the release of the magazine. It is steadily growing. So come on over and join the group and join in the fun of stitching and share with us what you're working on. And yeah, we'll love to see you there. All right, so what else have I been up to besides that? That has pretty much taken up the majority of my last 3 weeks. That's why you haven't seen me anywhere. The other things that we're doing in DD's Facebook group is some challenges this year. So we have been, excuse me, we have been busily doing stitching challenges as well as reading challenges. And if you want to hear about my reading challenge, you join me on Monday for my booktube Stitch With Me, and I talk about all the books that I've been reading, including the bingo ones. We are also doing an A to Z reading challenge along with an A to Z quilt block challenge. So this week the letter is C, so we did a Churr Dash, and it's a 15-inch block, and I've done a tutorial for this, and you can find that carded up the top here. Okay, and this is what it looks like. I'm just using scraps out of my scrap bin, so from bags and stuff like that. I get a lot of leftover fabric and whatnot, and even from the quilts that I make and whatnot. So I am doing the background uniformed in this color. I've got like tons of it that is a backing fabric, so I get a lot of leftovers from that as well. So a lot of ladies that get their quilts done and all the rest of it, they say, oh, you just keep the backing. So I use it for things like this, for quilts and stuff like that. But this is a 15-inch block. It is a bit bigger than the autumn tint one that I did, but I really like how it's turned out. I show you a quick way of doing half square triangles. It is a super easy quilt block to do. It is a great beginner's block because it's large as well. You're not using small pieces. You've got the free download for all the cutting instructions, and you've also got the free tutorial as well. And as I said, you'll find that carded up here. So if that's something that you're interested in, head on over and you can see how to put that together. You will be surprised how quick that is to go together. So you just got to remember that all your components, so this center block, whatever your center block is, this is what your half square triangles will be, and these strip sets here. So this here is 5.5 inches before sewn in. So all of these need to measure 5.5 inches, so that if you are someone that does math, you'll be able to work out different sizes if you don't want a big one. All right, what else have I been doing? Another challenge that we've been doing is this is a yearly challenge, as is the quilt block one, and it is a knitting and crochet challenge. So it's a bingo. So this is what the bingo looks like. Okay, you get this free download, and at the end of each month I roll the dice, and then whatever number comes up, that is what you make. Okay, so for instance, week 1 was crochet or knit a market bag. So I didn't get to this in January, and I went hunting and I found I think it's called the Edda bag. Let me just have a look. The Edda bag. Edda. So that's the bag. Okay, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so just a simple market bag. Now I have very basic skills when it comes to crochet. Okay, I've actually got 2 crochet projects on the go. So this one is quite tricky. I don't know, I'm all thumbs with this one. I don't know what's going on. So I have to use a 5mm hook, and I'm using just some cotton that I had here, and it's got a little bit of elasticity to it, so it's a little bit stretchy, so it'll hold a fair amount of groceries in it. And I thought it'd be great just to take with me to when I go to the Nango markets. It is very holy, as you can see, but I've got the first 4 rows done. I've got to do 35 rows, and then I'll be on to the handle. And so basically at the moment, I think of what they call this stitch, it's just chaining really, and then you're doing a single crochet. It's an American pattern for those that are here in Australia. This is an American pattern, so we're doing a single crochet, and that's what the panel will look like. Well, that's what it's supposed to look like. Whether mine looks like that or not, I don't know. But I've started it, and so yeah, I've got 35 rows I have to do like that, and then we start working the handles and whatnot. So, and then we'll start working this. Now I can show this. This is all over the internet. Like this, if you bring this up, you'll get it. It's a free pattern. Okay, and then I'll start working this, and then we work our handles from there. So I am doing that. As I said, I've got 4 rows done. It's looking sort of like something. My tension is a little bit much to be desired. But yeah, you know, I'm going to give it to Savannah. She'll use it. She loves anything that I make for her. So yeah, and the fabric that I'm using, I had here, it is Langer Gatto Super Soft, and it is a what is it? Merino Extra Fine New Wool. I had three skeins of it. I used to sell yarn a long time ago, and that was left over. The other thing that I started crocheting is Mia asked me for a blanket. She has a blanket that used to be, well, it's still in the truck. She had a blanket that's in the truck, and it's all the rainbow colors, so it's just like block colors. She's asked me to make her a super big blanket that will fit over her bed, but that she can snuggle on the couch with. Last time I seen her, that's what she asked for. So we picked out all the yarn that I had here. So we got, it's called Marvel 4 Seasons. It's just from Spotlight. I had them here. So there's all different colors. So we've got a purple. I got these ages ago. Like I got these maybe 18 months, 2 years ago. We've got a maroon. We've got a soft pink. And I can still get these. Like I looked up on their website. I've got bloody fluff everywhere from being out here. We've got a yellow. And we've got like a, I don't know, is that aqua? Would you call that aqua? It's a blue. It is aqua looking. And we've got a green. All right, so I am doing double crochet, and I'm just doing it across the thing, and because I want to make it a little bit thick for her. She lives in an older house, so it's not exactly a warm house either. And where is my, yeah, all right. So I've almost done a full ball. It's going to take a ton of yarn, but you know what? I figured we're coming up to winter. I can sit there and do that. So I've almost done a full ball, and I know that there's probably easier patterns out there to do, but this is just helping me to get my tension right and all the rest of it. So I'm doing strips, okay, and I've got more colors to get, and I'm just doing them in blocks. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so this is a double crochet. I don't know which is the right side and which isn't. I don't know enough about crochet, but it's coming along really well. Like I'm pretty happy. I try to do a row a day, and it is, I think I've got it as 100 maybe, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. Anyway, that's what it is. It's going to be it'll fit a double bed basically, so without much hangover, so it'll go over her single bed really nicely. And it's like just the thickness of this, it's an 8-ply, which I think is a number 4 medium, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we call it 8-ply here. And it's just an acrylic, so it can be washed and stuff like that and mistreated and whatnot. But yeah, so that is what I started on that. And I'm just, yeah, I'm just learning off YouTube basically. I don't even remember who it was. I just put in double crochet and put that in. And a tutorial came up. I learned how to do it, and that's that. So yeah, and so I figured if I do just get random colors all in 8-ply, just in acrylic, doesn't matter if they're all the same brand of yarn or whatever, and then just make it so it sits on top of my bed nicely, it'll be perfect for hers. I'm not planning on getting it done anytime soon, but yeah, once winter comes, because it's been pretty hot, once winter comes I'll be able to just, yeah, sit down and in the afternoon and do a couple of hours, and before I know it, it'll be done. All right, so the other thing, so the market bag is one that I started, and the blanket for me I started, which I started at the beginning of the year, so it's been going for a little while. Back to the challenge, this month is actually to make a crocheted or knitted cowl. And so I went looking again on Pinterest, and I found this one, and so I'm going to try and tackle that. So I've gone from not being able to crochet very much to doing this. This is super easy. Like from what I can see, it's pretty easy, and like it gives you all the instructions. I know how to read a pattern, and basically I get on YouTube and find out how to do the thing. I might have to pull it out a couple of times, but at least I'm having a go. But it's just a panel, so you can see here it's just a panel. And see, skill level, easy. How easy do you think it's gonna be? I can see it turning into a catastrophe. So anyway, I didn't have any yarn here for that, so I got some yarn. I just got some, this is by Fiddlesticks knitting yarn. It's an anti-pilling. It is machine washable, and it is a I think it's an 8-ply, when I went looking, yeah, an 8-ply. So this is the colour that I got, which is a grey. And while I was there, I mean, I thought, well, I'll get this as well, which is Stonewash. So I might make a pair of socks out of that, because I've got a loom that I'm going to make socks on, because knitting takes too long on that. So yeah, so I got that, which is a Stonewash. That was on special. I think I got that for like $4 a ball. It's a sport weight. It's a combination of 78 cotton and 22 acrylic. It is to use with a 3 crochet hook or a 3.5mm knitting needle. So that's they'll make nice socks. And as I said, this one is to use with 4mm knitting needles, and it is a 8-ply. It's very nice. It feels very soft. I like the feel of it. So it wouldn't be itchy around my neck. That's the one thing I don't like. I don't like itchiness. So that is going to be turned into a cow. Yeah, I don't know how well that's going to go, but we'll give it a crack, eh? Stay tuned to see the pending disaster of Nicole crocheting. All right, but that's all the crafty things that I've got going on, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Like, I'm not in any rush. Basically, you know, if I'm putting these challenges together, I should be able to do them myself. So that's what when I put them together, I thought, well, you know, these are things that I would like to do and things that I can attempt to make without too much pending doom. All right, so that's all the crafty things that I've worked on this week. Not, as I said, not a great deal, but I did put out a magazine. So that's crafty in itself. So as I said, head over to the website, you'll get to see that. Also, this last week I made some new product lines for the shop. So we have now got magnifier covers. So these are just a little drawstring bag that go over your magnifier. Let me just grab it. Because if the sun comes into your stitching area or anything like that, and you've left your magnifier without a cover on it, yeah. And most people do, like some people just chuck a towel over it and stuff like that. But hey, let's dress them up a little bit, I say. So these are what they look like. They just go over the top. Okay. It's a little drawstring bag, and they just slide over, and you just tie them on, and you're good to go. So they are in our Facebook group at the moment. I have not listed them up on the website. They are $17 free postage within Australia. If you are buying internationally, obviously you'll need to DM me, and I can help you work out how much the postage is going to be and all the rest of it. All right, so you will find the link for that down below. The other thing that we've added in to the shop is a little scissor keeps. So these are great to just pop your little thread snips in, and then you can chuck them into your project bags. And I cannot remember what price they are. They are listed over in the Facebook group as well. I didn't write it down, so it is, I can't remember, and my pricing book's not here. So they are listed over. We've got the like sewing machine theme ones, then we've got like a yarn and homemade one. It's got different notions on it. We've got beehive ones, and obviously we will have lots of other ones. So they are already listed over in the Facebook group, and you'll find that link down below. We've got other patterns as well. So there's also this one for the drawstring bag, and they've just got a cotton string in it. So yeah, and they're washable, 100% washable. If they get a little bit grimy, or you spill your coffee on it when it's sitting beside it, you can just chuck it in the washing machine and you're good to go. There's no raw edges in it or anything like that. So yeah, all right, that is it from me today. Yeah, I had a lot to say. I didn't think I did, but anyway, that's what happens when you go MIA for a little while. You've got a lot to say when you come back. All right, have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video today, and if you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up down below. Join me again next Friday for another floss tube and craft tube and all the things that I get up to during the week. My floss tube next week will be pre-recorded because I will be getting ready to go to retreat on that day, which is Friday. So I will record it on Thursday and then put it up on the Friday. It'll just schedule up on the Friday. All right, have a great week, everybody, and I will see you all again next time. Bye for now.